Watch Austin Reaves' latest speech about his future with the Lakers. Stay until the end to find out everything. But first, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. The summer of 2025 was a turning point for Austin Reaves. Trade rumors swirled, contract numbers floated in headlines, and questions about his long-term future became a constant theme in conversations among Lakers fans. Yet, in the middle of all the noise, Reaves stood in front of cameras and gave an answer that cut through the speculation. "I want to be in LA," he said with a calm certainty. "I want to play my whole career in LA. I love it there. I love the fans, love the weather, love the golf, and obviously the Lakers is the best organization in basketball." These weren't just words rehearsed for public relations. They came from a player who had experienced the journey from undrafted rookie to vital contributor for one of the most storied franchises in the sport. For Reaves, Los Angeles wasn't just a stop in his career. It was the place where his NBA dreams had taken root and grown. He often recalled how, from the very first day, the city embraced him. "Fans in LA have treated me great since day one," he shared at a youth basketball camp in his hometown. "It feels like a second home." That sense of belonging went beyond the court. The city, the culture, and even the chance to play golf year-round seemed to fit him perfectly. Still, his loyalty didn't mean avoiding tough business decisions. That same summer, Reaves declined a substantial contract extension. It wasn't an act of defiance, it was a calculated choice. By betting on himself, he left the door open for a future deal that could reflect not just his market value, but also his evolving role in the Lakers' championship ambitions. Publicly, he showed no signs of distraction. When asked about rumors of a possible trade, he smiled and brushed them aside. "I don't pay attention to it," he said. "I keep my head down, work, and I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm where I'm at." It was the same mindset that had carried him from college walk-on to NBA starter, a refusal to get lost in what-ifs and a focus on what he could control. The arrival of Luka Donic to the Lakers that offseason only reinforced Reaves' optimism. "I think the sky's the limit for us," he said. "We're moving in the right direction. Obviously adding Luka and still having Bron, it's exciting." His eyes lit up at the thought of sharing the floor with two of the most gifted playmakers in the league. In an era where player movement is constant and loyalty can be fleeting, Reaves' words carried weight. They were not just about geography or team colors. They were about identity. His commitment was to the Lakers' culture, to the fans who had cheered him into relevance, and to the challenge of building something lasting in a league built on change. "I want to be in LA." The phrase became more than a statement. It became a promise, both to himself and to the city. Whether the next chapter in his career would bring championships or challenges, one thing was clear. Austin Reaves saw his future written in purple and gold. By mid-2025, the whispers had grown into constant background noise. Trade rumors. Sports networks debated his future daily. Social media fed on speculation, and fans held their breath each time the Lakers appeared in the headlines. But if you were expecting Austin Reaves to be rattled by the chatter, you'd be disappointed. "Don't pay attention to it," he told a group of reporters after practice, his voice steady and unbothered. "I keep my head down, work, and I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm where I'm at." It wasn't bravado. It was perspective. Reaves knew what it meant to be overlooked. He had entered the league without the fanfare of a high draft pick. He had clawed his way into the rotation, earned the respect of stars like LeBron James, and proven himself under the playoff spotlight. Trade rumors? They were just noise compared to the storms he'd already navigated. Inside the Lakers facility, his approach never changed. Teammates described him as the same guy every day, focused, competitive, and quick to crack a joke when the mood needed lifting. "If you start worrying about stuff you can't control," he once said, "you're already losing." It was a philosophy that seemed to steady not only himself but those around him. There was a certain irony in the rumors. The very performance that made him a target for trades was the same performance that made the Lakers want to keep him. He was a glue player, a connector who could score when needed, pass when the offense stalled, and defend with relentless effort. In a league obsessed with star power, Reaves offered something just as valuable: reliability. Fans picked up on his attitude. Social media was filled with clips of his most confident plays, step-back threes and ones through contact, no-look passes accompanied by captions like, "Our guy isn't going anywhere." The speculation hadn't turned supporters against him. It had only deepened their desire to see him stay. For Reaves, the biggest weapon against the trade storm wasn't denial. It was productivity. Each game, he focused on making winning plays. Whether it was drawing a charge, finding an open shooter, or simply keeping the ball moving. He knew that the best argument for staying in Los Angeles was to make himself indispensable. "I just love playing here," he reiterated one night after a win at Crypto.com Arena. The way he said it, with an easy smile and no hint of defensiveness, told you he meant it. The city, the team, the role, it all fit. He wasn't looking for an exit, even if some people kept suggesting it might be forced upon him. In the end, the rumors kept coming, but they bounced off him like rain on glass. Reaves understood that the NBA is a business he couldn't control. Front office decisions or media narratives, but he could control his work, his mindset, and his loyalty to the jersey he wore. That, more than anything, is what made him different. Plenty of players claimed to block out the noise. Austin Reaves actually lived it. When the Lakers announced the blockbuster trade for Luka Donic, the NBA world lit up with headlines. Some questioned the fit. Others salivated over the possibilities. For Austin Reaves, the news landed not as a threat to his role, but as a challenge he was ready to embrace. "I think the sky's the limit for us," Reaves said just days after the deal became official. "We're moving in the right direction. Obviously adding Luka, and still having Bron. It's exciting." His tone wasn't guarded. It was energized, the kind of voice you hear from a competitor who sees opportunity where others might see uncertainty. The arrival of Dončić changed the entire rhythm of the Lakers' offense. Suddenly, there was another ball-dominant creator on the floor, someone capable of reading defenses 2 steps ahead. For some guards, that might mean fewer touches, fewer chances to dictate the flow. Reaves didn't see it that way. "Luka makes the game easier for everybody," he explained during a post-practice interview. "When you've got guys that can create at that level, it just opens up the floor. I'm not worried about numbers. I'm worried about winning." And that was the heart of it. Reaves had never been obsessed with stat sheets. His rise in the league came not from chasing individual glory, but from doing the little things that winning teams require. Sliding into passing lanes, taking the right shot at the right time, and making plays that rarely show up in box scores. Playing next to Luka was, in his eyes, a way to amplify those strengths. Early scrimmages told the story. Doncic's passing vision freed Reaves for open threes in the corners and backdoor cuts to the rim. In turn, Reaves' off-ball movement and defensive discipline allowed Luka to conserve energy and focus on creating. The chemistry wasn't forced. It grew naturally, possession by possession. The media inevitably asked if he feared being overshadowed. Reaves smiled, shook his head. "If Luka's cooking and Bron's cooking, that means we're winning," he said. "That's all that matters to me." But quietly, there was more to it. Reaves saw in Luka a kindred spirit in competitiveness, a player whose love for the game ran deeper than brand deals and highlight reels. Practices became a constant chess match, the two of them reading and reacting to each other's tendencies. Over time, that shared understanding would bleed into game nights, making the Lakers' offense harder to predict. Fans began to notice the subtle connection, a glance between possessions, a nod before a cut, an instinctual pass to a spot before the other player had even moved. This was the new backcourt reality in Los Angeles. 2 creators, 2 competitors, and a shared goal that drowned out any conversation about individual shine. For Austin Reaves, the trade wasn't about losing space. It was about gaining a partner in the fight for something bigger than numbers, a championship. The locker room was quiet. Too quiet. The season had just ended with a crushing playoff elimination at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the weight of it hung in the air like heavy fog. Players sat at their lockers in silence, some with heads down, others staring into nothing. Cameras hovered, waiting for words. Austin Reaves didn't hide. He didn't avoid the press or slip out the side door. Instead, he faced the crowd of microphones and lenses head-on. "Blame me," he said plainly. "I didn't play well enough to help us win. That's on me." It was the kind of statement that most players either avoid or wrap in layers of qualifiers, mentioning injuries, bad calls, or unlucky bounces. Reaves offered no such cushioning. He made no attempt to soften the blow to his own reputation. Accountability to him wasn't negotiable. He went on, "I'll use this off-season to get better. I'll work on everything, physically, mentally, because when you get to this point in the year, it's about who can perform when it matters most. I didn't, and I'm not okay with that." The words resonated because they fit the man. Reaves had never been the type to deflect blame or disappear when things got hard. From his college days to his early NBA seasons, he had built a reputation as someone willing to do the unglamorous work, diving for loose balls, taking charges, playing through bumps and bruises. Owning a loss was simply another extension of that mentality. Behind the scenes, coaches and teammates knew his reaction wasn't just for show. The next morning, while most of the team was still processing the off-season ahead, Reaves was already in the practice facility gym. A shooting coach passed him the ball in steady rhythm, the echo of each bounce filling the empty court. He didn't say much that day, but his actions spoke loudly. There were no social media posts, no cryptic quotes, no public appeals for sympathy, just sweat, repetition, and the quiet commitment to come back better. Fans noticed, too. Clips of his post-game comments circulated online, sparking admiration. "That's leadership," one fan tweeted. Others pointed out how rare it was to hear a player in today's NBA take that kind of responsibility without pointing fingers elsewhere. By the time the exit interviews wrapped up, Reaves had made one thing clear. He wasn't going anywhere. Not mentally, not emotionally, and certainly not in his commitment to the Lakers' future. The loss hurt. But for Austin Reaves, it was also fuel. And the fire was only just getting started. For most NBA players, life off the court is an endless mix of endorsements, luxury purchases, and carefully curated social media posts. For Austin Reaves, it's a little different. Sure, he enjoys the perks of being a professional athlete, the warm Los Angeles weather, the occasional golf round, and the comfort that comes with financial security. But his approach to money and lifestyle is far more deliberate than flashy. "I'm not going to spend just to spend," he once said with a shrug. "If I don't need it, I don't buy it." It's a mindset that caught some fans off guard. After all, here was a player in one of the league's biggest markets with endorsement opportunities at his fingertips, speaking openly about living modestly by NBA standards. But for Reaves, it wasn't about deprivation. It was about building a stable future. Part of that came from advice he'd collected over the years. One conversation stuck with him in particular. At a team event, a well-known figure told him, "Think long-term. The career doesn't last forever, but your decisions will." It was the kind of wisdom Reaves took to heart. Off days for him weren't about throwing lavish parties or hopping on private jets to exotic islands. More often than not, you could find him either working on his game or relaxing in low-key ways, playing golf, watching film, or spending time with family. "Basketball is what I do, not who I am," he explained in an off-season interview. "I love the game, but there's a whole life outside of it. If you don't take care of that, you're missing the point." This grounded approach didn't mean he lacked ambition. On the contrary, his measured lifestyle reflected the same discipline. that fueled his rise in the league. Just as he focused on the right shot instead of the flashy one, he made the right investments instead of the showy ones. Teammates respected that about him. Some even sought his perspective on financial decisions or off-season routines. For a player, still in his mid-20s, it was a level of maturity that stood out. Reaves knew the spotlight could fade quickly. Injuries, trades, roster changes, all could alter a career in an instant. That was why he prepared not only for the next game, but for the years beyond his final buzzer. He still smiled when he talked about his goals: win a championship, cement a legacy in Los Angeles, and walk away from the game one day knowing he'd made smart choices on and off the court. "If I can do that," he said, "I'll be good." In a league where financial caution isn't always celebrated, Austin Reaves quietly turned it into another mark of his professionalism. And just like on the court, he was playing the long game. The opening weeks of the 2025-26 season brought a different kind of spotlight for Austin Reaves. The Lakers weren't just another playoff contender. They were now home to a trio of high IQ playmakers in LeBron James, Luka Donic, and Reaves himself. The challenge wasn't just winning. It was figuring out how to make all the pieces fit without losing what made each player unique. For Reaves, the adjustment started with embracing the idea that the ball wouldn't always be in his hands. "When you're playing with guys like Luka and Bron," he said, "you've got to read the game and pick your spots. Sometimes that's spacing the floor, sometimes it's cutting, sometimes it's taking the shot when it's there." That willingness to adapt was part of why the Lakers trusted him so much. In practices, he worked on quick-release shooting, knowing that Luka's passes often arrived without warning. He also drilled his timing on cuts, finding ways to slip behind defenses that were fixated on the two superstars. The first few games showed growing chemistry. On one possession against Phoenix, Luka drove into the lane, drew two defenders, and, without even looking, fired a pass to the corner. Reaves caught it in rhythm and buried the three before the defense could recover. On another night, he hit LeBron with a bounce pass on a backdoor cut that ended in a thunderous dunk. "I'm just trying to make the right play," he explained after a win. "That's the beauty of playing with those guys. If you stay ready, good things happen." His scoring numbers dipped slightly compared to the previous season, but that wasn't the point. The Lakers didn't need him to carry a heavy scoring load. They needed him to be the connector, the guy who kept the offense flowing when the stars drew attention. And on defense, he embraced the responsibility of guarding the opponent's top perimeter threats, knowing that every stop was a chance to get the ball back into his team's hands. Coaches praised his ability to blend in without disappearing. It was a fine line to walk, being assertive enough to make an impact while still allowing the team's primary engines to run. But Reaves had spent his whole career finding ways to contribute in different roles, and this was simply another test of that adaptability. By the end of the first month, his place in the new system was clear. He wasn't the loudest name on the roster, but he was often the one making the subtle plays that turned close games into wins. The kind of contributions that didn't always trend on social media, but were impossible to miss if you were watching closely. In his own words, "It's not about touches, it's about trust. If my teammates trust me to make the right play, then I've done my job." And as the Lakers began to find their rhythm, it was clear that Austin Reaves had found his space. It was a Friday night in Los Angeles, and the Crypto.com arena buzzed with playoff-like energy. The Lakers were facing a top-seeded Denver team, the kind of opponent that measures your early-season mettle. Luka Doncic and LeBron James were the obvious headliners, but by the end of the night, Austin Reaves would quietly steal the show in a way only he could. From the opening tip, Reaves set the tone, not with a barrage of points, but with movement, communication, and anticipation. On the first defensive possession, he fought over a screen to stay attached to Jamal Murray, forcing a contested three that clanged off the rim. It was the kind of play that rarely makes highlight reels, but it set an unspoken standard for the Rest of the team. Midway through the second quarter, Denver went on a run, trimming the Lakers' lead to 2. The arena felt tense. On the next possession, Luka penetrated but found no passing lane. Just as the shot clock ticked under 5, Reaves flashed to the wing, caught the ball, and drilled a 3 with a defender in his face. The crowd erupted. Not just for the shot, but for the timing. "That's just basketball," he said later. "You see a need? You fill it." The third quarter was his masterpiece of subtle impact. He drew an offensive foul on Nikola Jokic by anticipating the spin move and planting his feet in the lane. He tipped an offensive rebound to Anthony Davis for an easy dunk. He slipped a pocket pass to LeBron for a layup after noticing Denver overplaying the perimeter. By the fourth quarter, Reaves had only 12 points to his name, but he'd logged 7 assists, 3 steals, and countless defensive possessions that disrupted Denver's flow. With under a minute left and the Lakers up by 3, Murray tried to isolate him at the top of the key. Reaves stayed low, cut off the drive, and forced a desperate step back that fell short. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard read, Lakers 112, Nuggets 107. Luka had 29 points, LeBron 24, but anyone who watched closely knew the glue holding the night together was wearing number 15. Asked afterward about his performance, Reaves shrugged. "That's what I'm here for. Make winning plays. Doesn't matter what the box score says." It was the perfect summary of his game. While others chase stat lines, Austin Reaves chases moments that matter, and in this one, he had found plenty. The day started like any other in Los Angeles, but for Austin Reaves, it was an opportunity to step away from the bright lights of the arena and into a different kind of spotlight, the one that shines on giving back. In early 2025, Reaves organized a community basketball clinic in South LA, a neighborhood close to his heart. The gym was packed with kids eager to learn, their eyes wide with excitement as they listened to the NBA player who had quickly become a hometown hero. "This is more than just basketball," Reaves told the crowd, voice steady and sincere. "It's about teaching you how to believe in yourself and work hard, no matter where you come from." For him, the event was personal. Growing up, he knew firsthand how sports could change a life, not just by opening doors, but by building discipline, confidence, and a sense of belonging. During the clinic, Reaves didn't just talk. He demonstrated drills, passed advice, and made sure every kid got a chance to shoot a hoop. His humility stood out as much as his skill, and the kids responded with smiles and cheers. One mother watching from the sidelines said, "He's not just teaching basketball, he's teaching hope." Reaves also took time to chat with parents and local leaders, discussing ways to support youth programs year-round. He understood that one day of basketball wasn't enough. Lasting impact required ongoing commitment. Later, reflecting on the experience, he said, "I want to be a player who means more than points on a scoreboard. If I can help even one kid see a better future, that's a win for me." The event received local media attention, but Reaves kept the focus where it belonged, on the kids and their potential, not on himself. It was another side of the player. Lakers fans had come to respect, grounded, generous, and connected. In a city as vast and complex as Los Angeles, Austin Reaves was carving out a place not just as a basketball player, but as a pillar of the community. Midway through the 2025-26 season, Austin Reaves faced a challenge that would test more than just his skills on the court. After a hard fall during a fast-break play, he sustained a mild ankle sprain, nothing career-threatening, but enough to threaten his rhythm and confidence. "I hate sitting out," Reaves admitted in a team interview shortly after the injury. "It's frustrating when you feel like you're letting the team down, but sometimes you have to listen to your body." The days following the injury were a balancing act of treatment and patience. Reaves threw himself into rehab with the same intensity he showed during games. Physical therapy sessions became part of his daily routine, and even off-court conditioning was adjusted to keep his fitness sharp without risking further injury, but the mental battle was tougher. "You start overthinking," he explained. You worry about your timing, your explosiveness, whether you'll come back the same. That can mess with your head more than the injury itself. To combat the doubts, Reaves leaned on his support system. Teammates, coaches, and family offered constant encouragement, reminding him of his resilience and work ethic. "I've been through tough stuff before," he said. "I had to keep telling myself that." When he finally returned to the court, the nerves were real. The first few games back saw him playing cautiously, wary of pushing too hard. But gradually, his confidence rebuilt. "It's like riding a bike. You just have to get back on." Coaches noticed his determination and adjusted his minutes accordingly, giving him space to find his rhythm without overloading him. Fans, too, recognized his grit, praising his effort and praising the way he fought through adversity. By season's end, Reaves's injury was little more than a footnote. His minutes climbed back to previous levels, and his performances regained their usual blend of hustle and skill. Reflecting on the experience, he said, "Injuries are part of the game, but how you handle them defines you. I learned that patience is as important as hard work." For Austin Reaves, the test of endurance was not just physical. It was a mental proving ground, one he passed with the quiet confidence that had become his trademark. As the 2025 season unfolded, Austin Reaves found himself under a brighter spotlight than ever before. With his role growing alongside stars like LeBron James and Luka Donic, fans and media began to raise their expectations, not just for his game, but for his leadership and consistency. "It's part of the job," Reaves said in a candid interview. "When people start looking at you differently, it means you're doing something right, but it can also bring pressure. Pressure is a tricky thing. For some players, it leads to tightness or hesitation. For Reaves, it became a motivator, a constant reminder of why he works so hard. "I don't try to block it out," he explained. "I acknowledge it, use it as fuel. When the crowd is louder or the stakes are higher, that's when I want to be at my best." Still, the jump in expectations wasn't easy. Media narratives often highlighted his every move, analyzing shot selection, defensive effort, and even off-court behavior. Social media fans dissected highlights and lowlights with equal fervor. "It can get overwhelming," Reaves admitted. "Sometimes you read something that doesn't feel fair, or you hear chatter that gets in your head. But I've learned to focus on what I can control." That focus came through his daily habits, consistent workouts, mental conditioning, and leaning on his support circle. He kept conversations with coaches and teammates open, seeking honest feedback and advice. "The biggest thing is staying true to yourself," he said. "If you start changing who you are to please everyone, you lose what made you good in the first place." Off the court, Reaves sought balance through simple routines, time with family, quiet moments away from the media, and even hobbies like golf to clear his mind. In team meetings, his calm demeanor helped steady younger players, also feeling the weight of expectation. He wasn't the loudest voice, but his actions, showing up early, giving full effort, spoke volumes. By mid-season, it was clear the pressure hadn't broken him. Instead, it sharpened his resolve. "Expectations come with growth," Reaves said. "I'm ready for whatever comes next." And as the season marched on, Austin Reaves wasn't just meeting expectations, he was quietly raising them. In the fast-paced world of the NBA, building genuine relationships can be a challenge. For Austin Reaves, however, the bond he shares with teammates LeBron James and Luka Donic goes far beyond the hardwood. "It's like having two older brothers," Reaves said with a smile during a recent interview. "LeBron and Luka have taught me so much, not just about basketball, but about handling life, pressure, and staying humble." Off the court, the trio often spends time together, whether it's grabbing a meal, watching film, or simply hanging out. These moments help create a sense of family within the team, something Reaves believes is crucial for success. "Having guys you trust and respect makes a huge difference," he explained. "When things get tough during the season, it's those friendships that keep you grounded." LeBron, known for his mentorship of younger players, took Reaves under his wing early on. Their conversations often cover topics like leadership, media, relations, and preparing for life after basketball. LeBron's advice is always real, Reaves noted. He pushes me to think bigger and to be the best version of myself. Luka, meanwhile, connects with Reaves through their shared work ethic and basketball IQ. The two exchange ideas on and off the court, often discussing game strategies and how to stay mentally sharp. "We challenge each other to keep improving," Reaves said. "It's competitive but supportive. This brotherhood creates a foundation that translates directly into their play. Their on-court chemistry reflects the trust and understanding built in quieter moments away from the cameras. For Reaves, these friendships represent more than teammates. They are pillars in his journey, providing guidance, motivation, and a sense of belonging. In this league, having people who believe in you is everything," he reflected. "I'm grateful to have found that with LeBron and Luka." As the Lakers push forward, it's clear that Austin Reaves isn't just growing as a player. He's growing within a brotherhood that could define this era of basketball. As the 2025 season unfolds, Austin Reaves finds himself not just reflecting on the present, but envisioning the road ahead, a future filled with goals, challenges, and opportunities beyond basketball. "I try to take it one day at a time," Reaves shared in a recent interview. "But I also think about what comes after the game. Basketball is amazing, but it's not forever." His vision stretches beyond scoring or winning games. Reaves talks about building a legacy rooted in hard work, integrity, and impact, both on and off the court. "I want to be remembered as someone who gave his all, who helped his team win, and who didn't forget where he came from," he said. "That means being a good teammate, a role model, and a positive force in the community." He's also realistic about the ups and downs of a professional career. "There will be setbacks," he acknowledged, "injuries, tough losses, moments of doubt, but those are the moments that teach you the most." Looking ahead, Reaves is excited to continue growing his game, embracing leadership roles, and contributing in ways that might not always make headlines but matter deeply to the team. Beyond basketball, he's focused on expanding his work in community programs and preparing for life after his playing days, whether that means coaching, business ventures, or philanthropy. "I want to keep learning, keep evolving," he said. "Whatever the future holds, I want to face it with the same dedication and heart I bring to the court every day." As Austin Reaves moves forward, his journey is a testament to resilience, humility, and vision, qualities that have carried him this far and will guide him for years to come. "It's about the bigger picture," he concluded. "For Austin Reaves, the journey isn't just about the next season or even the next contract. It's about the footprint he leaves behind. I want to be more than just a name in the record books," he said in a recent conversation. "It's important to me that the work I put in inspires others to chase their dreams, no matter how big or small." Growing up, Reaves admired players who weren't just great athletes, but also leaders and role models. Now, as he steps into his own spotlight, he's conscious of the responsibility that comes with it. "I think a lot about the kids I met at the clinics, the community back home," he reflected. "If my story helps even one kid believe they can make it, then I've done something meaningful." This sense of purpose has shaped how he approaches each day, from training sessions to media appearances to community events. It's a mindset that fuels his work ethic and keeps him grounded. Teammates notice this deeper layer to Reaves. "He's got that quiet leadership," said one Lakers player. "Not the loud kind, but the kind that makes you want to be better." Looking forward, Reaves envisions expanding his impact through charitable foundations, mentorship programs, and perhaps one day, coaching. "I want to help build the next generation, on and off the court." His humility remains a cornerstone. "I'm still learning every day," he admitted. "But if I can leave a legacy that's about character and commitment, I'll be proud." Austin. Reaves isn't just carving out a career, he's crafting a legacy that will inspire beyond the final buzzer. As Austin Reaves' star continues to rise, so does the spotlight, bringing with it the challenges of fame that extend beyond the basketball court. People see the highlights and the wins, but they don't always see the person behind it all, Reaves said in a recent interview. Fame can be a double-edged sword. Navigating public attention requires a balance that many athletes struggle to find. For Reaves, protecting his mental health and personal life became priorities early on. "I've learned to set boundaries," he explained. Social media, press, fan expectations, they can all be overwhelming. It's important to know when to step back and recharge. His family plays a crucial role in this balance. "They keep me grounded," he shared. "When I'm with them, I'm just Austin, not a player or a public figure." Reaves also emphasizes the importance of hobbies and downtime. Whether it's a round of golf, cooking, or just hanging out with close friends, these moments provide clarity and peace. "Life isn't just basketball," he said. "You have to find joy in the little things." Managing fame has also shaped how he approaches leadership on the team. "Being in the spotlight means your actions matter even more," he reflected. "I try to lead by example on how I work, how I treat people, how I stay humble." Despite the pressures, Reaves remains focused on the bigger picture. "At the end of the day, I want to be true to myself," he said. "That's what matters most." His journey is a reminder that success isn't just about talent. It's about balance, authenticity, and staying connected to who you are. For Austin Reaves, growth is a constant process, both as a player and as a person. "I'm never satisfied," he admitted in a recent interview. "No matter how much you achieve, there's always something new to learn." This mindset fuels his approach to training and preparation. Reaves spends countless hours studying game film, analyzing opponents, and working with coaches to refine his skills. "Basketball is a chess game," he explained. "You have to understand the moves ahead, anticipate, and adapt. But learning doesn't stop when he leaves the court." Reaves is passionate about expanding his knowledge in areas like leadership, communication, and business. He's taken courses and sought mentors to help him navigate the complexities of professional sports and life beyond basketball. Understanding. "The bigger picture is key," he said. "It's about preparing for every aspect of your future." His teammates respect this dedication. "Austin's always asking questions, trying to get better," one said. "That hunger is rare." Reaves also emphasizes the importance of learning from mistakes. "Failures teach you more than successes sometimes," he reflected. "You grow stronger when you embrace them." Looking ahead, he plans to keep pushing his boundaries, seeking new challenges and staying curious. "Growth never stops," he said. "And I want to keep evolving for as long as I can." Austin Reaves' journey is a testament to the power of lifelong learning, a commitment that will shape not only his career, but his legacy. As Austin Reaves matures in his NBA career, his role within the Lakers transcends scoring and defense. It evolves into leadership. "Leadership isn't about being the loudest guy in the room," Reaves explained in a recent interview. "It's about setting the tone with your actions and holding yourself accountable." His teammates have noticed the shift. The quiet confidence he carries encourages others to elevate their own games. He leads by example, arriving early, giving full effort in practice, and maintaining composure in high-pressure moments. Reaves also stresses the importance of communication. Talking openly with teammates, understanding where they're coming from, that builds trust. He's taken to mentoring younger players, sharing his journey and the lessons he's learned about resilience and preparation. "There's a lot I wish I knew when I started," he said. "If I can help others avoid mistakes or handle setbacks better, that's leadership to me." For Reaves, leadership is deeply connected to responsibility. He feels accountable not just for his performance, but for the culture of the team. "Winning is a group effort," he reflected. You have to create an environment where everyone feels valued and motivated. As the Lakers continue to chase championships, Reaves's growth as a leader could be a defining factor. "I'm ready to step up whenever the team needs me," he said. "Leadership is a journey, and I'm just getting started." In the modern NBA, success often depends on more than just raw talent. It's also about how well a player uses technology and data to elevate their performance. Austin Reaves is no exception. "I'm always looking for ways to get better," Reaves said in a recent interview. "Technology gives us tools that weren't available before, and I want to take advantage of that." From detailed video analysis to wearable tech that tracks his movement and recovery, Reaves embraces every resource at his disposal. He reviews game footage meticulously, studying not only his own plays, but also opponents' tendencies. Breaking down the game frame by frame helps me anticipate and react faster, he explained. "It's about making smarter decisions." His collaboration with the Lakers' analytics team has also deepened. Using data-driven insights, he works on improving shot selection, defensive positioning, and conditioning routines. "Numbers don't lie," Reaves said with a smile. "If the data shows I need to adjust something, I'm all in." Beyond the court, Reaves is curious about how technology can impact sports science and athlete wellness. He's participated in discussions about optimizing training and injury prevention. "It's about longevity," he noted. "I want to play at a high level for as long as possible." Teammates respect his openness to innovation. "Austin is always learning, and he's not afraid to try new methods," said one. By combining his natural skills with cutting-edge technology, Austin Reaves continues to evolve, staying ahead in a league that never stops changing. As Austin, Reaves looks toward the horizon of his career. He contemplates not just the moments on the court, but the lasting impact he hopes to create. "Legacy isn't just about stats or trophies," he shared thoughtfully. "It's about the lives you touch and the example you set." Reaves reflects on the mentors who shaped him, the communities that supported him, and the teammates who pushed him to be better. These influences fuel his desire to give back. "I want my story to be one of perseverance, humility, and heart," he said. "If young players see that and believe they can do the same, that's a legacy I'm proud of." He envisions using his platform to inspire beyond basketball, through education, philanthropy, and leadership. "Basketball gave me a chance to dream big," Reaves reflected. "Now I want to help others find their own path." Though the future is unwritten, Austin approaches it with clarity and purpose. His journey is a reminder that success is measured by more than points scored. It's measured by the character you build along the way. "I'm grateful for every step," he said, "and I'm excited for what's next." With quiet confidence and unwavering dedication, Austin Reaves is not just building a career, he's shaping a legacy that will resonate far beyond the final buzzer.